Alrighty.
Did it record you saying alrighty?
It did.
Oh. How?
We can edit it, but we probably won't.
Well, hey, Barry, edit that out.
Now, dang it, now we gotta find some guy named Barry
To do the
just so
editing.
we can stay like, I don't know.
So you
I
just
don't even know the
resist
word
it?
I'm looking
Why don't we find a girl named Mary?
Yeah.
You just ruined the
Barry.
immersion for everybody because they didn't know we didn't know somebody named Barry.
Oh crap, I screwed it
You're a
up.
terrible DM.
I am. Roll with it like black.
What happened to your imagination?
I just knew that
The
even
audience is
imaginary
privy
Barry
to
wouldn't
all
edit
of the
anything
secrets
out.
at all times.
Alright, so we're picking back up. You, as a group, decided that pursuing this Clay Scout was worth not taking a moment's rest. Y'all really didn't take too much damage or use too much crap, so it's really not that surprising. So, as you're running, you're running towards the stairs that he ran down and through the door. You heard the door close behind him as you're rushing down the stairs. But I want to just take a moment real quick. And it's been a while. Y'all have been doing a lot of stuff together. So as each of you are running, your characters are running down these stairs to chase after this guy. What are just a couple of thoughts, or what is your character thinking about right now? And I'm gonna just start with Ulvain. So as you're chasing after with these guys, you've been with them a while. Are you thinking anything? If not, that's fine. But I just wanted to give you an option.
Thinking about the group or thinking about the dude we're chasing?
Whatever you want to think. What are Ulvain's thoughts as he's running down these stairs to go chase after this fool?
To be perfectly honest, Ulvain's not thinking. He's pretty much in like a fit of rage in his own mind.
He's in kill mode.
Yeah, it's basically a bloody maelstrom up in there right now.
Okay. Brennan.
Brennan's pretty like, he's right now he's focused on the creature that escaped, but at the same time he's kind of, in the back of his mind he's been kind of keeping track of the time that's gone by since we've entered this dungeon, and he's starting to get anxious and nervous that we might not be able to stop Caloril in time, and it's. It originally didn't start out to be his main goal, but it's something that he's becoming concerned with.
Okay. Jack.
Jack is very at home in battle, and typically whenever he's in battle is when he grows reflective. And as we're charging into the next encounter, his mind briefly flits back to the bar and remembering the clumsy, awkward attempts at fighting that occurred with his current party, and a kind of a chord of pride strikes through him as he realizes that the group has gelled really well, even though it's a bunch of strangers coming from different backgrounds, and he's proud that despite there being, I guess you'd call it a lack of leadership, I mean there's really not one character that stands out as the leader, it still has gelled really well as a unit, and he feels confident in their prowess going forward.
Meryl.
As she's running through, she's thinking back to previous battles, tactics, different things that worked well, things that didn't work well. And as she is thinking about that, her mind kind of drifts to, the party, and and she thinks maybe it's really nice to have a group of people that she trusts or that she hopes she can trust. She hasn't had that in a long time, and her mind kind of drifts back and forth between that and just battle tactics.
Okay.
She's trying to stay focused, but it always keeps going back to that.
Okay. So everybody, roll initiative for me again.
Bruce is thinking
By
about
the way, no one
answer-
cares what Roos is thinking about.
Nobody cares. Yeah. Just
He's thinking about his
but
finger
answer me
penises.
this question: how are you rushing through the door, or will you be taking some kind of tentative plan to move through the door?
I would imagine this. Jack burst through the door as these two losers kind of just hung up against the wall and just realized that anything they were thinking of just went to crap.
I think Brennan, because he's highly intelligent, would probably at the bottom of the staircase kind of stop, slow down for a second.
Are you
try to
kidding me?
observe.
Okay. So then the order that's on the board here is how you will enter the room. Then your initiatives will decide how quickly you will react once you're in the room.
Okay.
So
How far forward?
Yeah, Ulvain's learning from
Finally
last
rolled
time.
right there.
We're
That's
just
exactly
gonna
where you need to
rush
be.
straight
That-
to
I
a
mean,
pit
right
trap.
behind you is where the door.
Gotcha.
I
Is.
finally rolled well.
Okay, what's that initiative?
22.
All right.
Let me guess, your initiative bonus is 2.
Yeah!
Anybody beat
I
a
rolled
22?
Ulvane did. He rolled a 6.
I rolled a 1.
Good grief. Alrighty.
I usually
crap, that
am
guy
an
was way
initiative
better.
beast, but not today apparently.
You rolled a 9, and
Yeah.
your initiative's still higher than mine.
It was 16.
Oh, yeah. About Ruz Bucket.
Renan.
Yeah, what ruse roll?
He rolled a 5, so he's got a. Or 15, 14.
Rolling so terrible.
I'll probably go with Jack. He's got a 17 initiative.
Okay, so Jack's 17.
We got 6.
Ruse
Anybody
is
beating
14.
17? Okay, so
No.
No, he had
so
16.
then it is Jack.
Ulvane had 16.
Ulvane, you had 16.
Bruce had 14.
14.
Oh, can't wait till we get to level 7. Wildfire's going to be so much fun.
What level?
Level 7.
You're not gonna make it to level 7, Robert. We're gonna die.
No, or
What
I'll
was-
kill you.
What was yours, Meryl?
Hey, I don't know if you're ready to write down all these numbers.
Okay.
It was a 3.
All right.
It was 387
Hey, I know the
million.
lows. The leader, low initiative.
Yep.
I add my charisma attribute to my initiative, which is an 8.
I think if Alex could have taken a feat to get negative initiative, he probably would have done it. Just because it couldn't go any lower.
You get
Talent,
a
yeah.
plus 2d6 on all your healing, but you have -6 initiative.
Done!
Take it.
Done.
I'll go last every time. Crit.
You did anyway.
Yeah.
Alex used to roll with a paladin, if anybody's wondering.
All right. So
A very slow paladin.
as you
Wouldn't
enter
have bread either.
In the brain and
this
in the feet.
cathedral, the air and atmosphere shifts drastically. You've previously been in this dark, pretty stereotypical dungeon. So it's not really been anything of noteworthy. I mean, you fought some interesting enemies, but there's not been any real uniqueness about this dungeon.
Like as
Gray
far as
walls,
structure?
stone
Yeah.
walls. It's structured. Jack, you probably built one of these when you were 5. It's that pretty. Okay, 4. Excuse me. It's pretty a common dungeon. But when you step into
With Gimli
this
logs.
room, I mean, the first thing you notice is this really fine silk rug that just flows out in front of you. And then even the tiles themselves just turn into this fine marbled like construction and everything, and the nice smooth walls. I mean, just must have spent hours smoothing them out.
Are
as
they
the
ornate or
columns.
are they just really
They are
nicely
very
done?
ornate with inscriptions and everything scribed all over,
Every single tile.
and every single time.
That's a Monopoly board. on it.
So you can definitely tell this has shifted to some form of worshiping area, and this is where all the money in the dungeon went. So it is very nice, very fine. But as you burst through as well on the front door, you see across from you, you see this giant flowing river almost, or
Whoa.
stream, if you will, of crimson blood flowing up from this raised dais out before you, where you see this bald-headed priest-looking guy in full priest garb.
That's
just-
down there at the opposite end, right?
Yeah, and you just see him taking his blade and just slashing left and right, and you just see these blood flowing from the altar down around the room itself and into this basically almost like this grate. Like this is where all the blood is flowing to, almost like a sacrificial
Sewer.
chalice catching, or sewer catching all of this blood. So
It's the overflow drain in the bathroom, basically.
in a sense you will. So there's an intense amount of blood flowing along this floor, and that's these lines that you can see here pooling in different areas, and this is the grate.
Maybe we can find some-
squeamish?
You're, all I know is that Alex is not changing my mind that this is a gas station bathroom.
Maybe we can find some mutant turtles down there that'll help us in battle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aliens now. Not
You
mutants.
also
Get it right.
also see
Sorry.
these blue-green pillars of almost like solid crystal, like almost like someone just carved these, but they're still rough, almost like kind of like Superman's Fortress of Solitude,
Dark Crystal?
or the Dark Crystal. I guess that's a good example too. It kind of has, but it has more of that hexagon kind of patched together columns.
Okay.
And you see where one has actually fallen here as it goes
Oh.
towards.
Okay.
It's
fallen.
Yes,
I thought you tried to draw one of them
And then
3D
gave up.
and then gave up and just
No,
scribbled
no,
it
no,
out.
no, no.
Alex, I knew what it was.
Yeah. So we have three of the pillars are currently still standing erect and giving off their bright blue-green light that's illuminating the room.
He said erect.
But you do
What's
see
that mean?
this one has the down penis.
Penis.
Oh, you know, Merrill. You know all
So
about erection.
everybody, roll a
Erect
perception check
And
for
it's an
me
obelisk.
to see if you notice anything else.
He's the best. Perception.
Oh,
I should just start saying.
10.
He sounds so excited.
Because I have a 1 on my perception.
After that,
17.
Okay.
It's not like 8.
after that freaking initiative roll, I'll be happy with anything.
15 for
Okay.
Ulvane.
21.
There you go.
About
So-
Raz bucket.
As you do, there
No,
is enough.
17
So you burst through, and there is enough light in the room that you can see these large, like heavy-duty chains lowering from the ceiling down through this grate, almost as if something would traverse up and down those chains, because they're pretty stout. You, Jack, with your 17 perception check,
Ruse.
or Ruse was the 17. Okay, well, even though he's not here, sort of ish, kind of is. He's kind of checked out a little bit.
Bruce buries his face in his hands because he's squeamish.
I can see.
For an assassin.
You see the clay
Very
scout.
there's no spiders.
spiders.
You see the clay guy that you've been chasing after, this homunculus type figure with wings. You see him out towards that grate, that central grate that everything's flowing towards. But Ruse is also able to notice some shadows cast onto the floor that indicate he is definitely not alone in this room besides the priest. So, with that knowledge, you don't know exactly what is around the
Hey,
howway in front of you.
Did your printer mess up, or is he supposed to look different?
No, he got wet, so now he looks like a homo.
It looks in the hole.
Yeah.
He just got green
looks
and
like
all
a-
nasty.
He loves Skittles.
He loves Skittles.
He rubs them all
For
over.
those of you on the recording, this bandit looks like he's colored in Technicolor, basically.
Yeah.
So, it is
Good
now
job.
beginning initiative. And
It's like water
Brennan,
color for
Yeah,
4-year-olds.
you are first.
What about my 21 perception? I didn't see anything special.
Oh, you saw the same thing. I
Oh.
apologize. I didn't realize yours was 21.
You see the
so you would see
secret-
the same shadows.
You
I
see the
apologize.
secrets of the universe.
I should have
but then
focused on
immediately
you since
forget
Ruse
that.
isn't actually. Well, Russ isn't actually here.
Yeah, he's got to get some kind of action going.
Yep. Action Jackson.
Brennan, what you got?
I'm going to step up to the plate.
Please stop
1, 2,
making
3.
baseball references. This is D&D.
Yeah, there's no sports in D&D.
I don't sports, Robert.
It's so mean. And
I made a touchdown
I
from the
will
3-point line.
use my Orb Master's Incendiary Ellipsis
The umpire said it wasn't any good.
targeted here.
Okay.
Roast that
What does that do?
weenie.
So I kicked him with my ice skate.
That's the one where it's area burst 1
Okay.
within 10 squares. It does some.
Are you doing it here where you can hit both of them?
Oh, I'm doing it here because it creates a zone.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's effective.
That's it. Huh?
That's effective.
Yeah.
All right, roll the attack.
So it'll be just against that one dude. That's going to be 18 versus reflex on him.
18 versus reflex. Oh, I got four.
That is, what's his name, Alex? The guy that we're attacking. This is the guy that ran from us.
You do not know.
Clay homunculus.
Well,
Clay-
as players,
Clay winged homunculus. As players, he is a scout of Calorel.
Okay.
I'll reveal that to you.
Hey, Scout.
well, I mean, it's for flavor, so if people are listening, I mean, we just say him and him and him, and it
Yeah.
kind of just runs together.
I understand. All right, so you said how much versus reflex?
18.
18 is enough.
Alright, sweet. Roll my damage.
Gotta re-roll this.
It's going to be 13 fire and force damage.
Ooh, nice. Does the force? Is there any movement or anything involved with it? Okay.
Because it's the keywords are arcane evocation fire force implement zone.
Holy crap.
Whoa.
And it actually doesn't do fire damage, but since I have that +3, it does do the fire damage.
It only does force normally.
Yeah. Which is odd. But it creates a zone of licking flames.
Licking flames.
That's what it says. The burst creates a zone of licking flames that lasts until the end of your next
But it
turn.
doesn't do fire damage.
Of ellipsing flames.
No, when they move into it, it'll take damage.
It does
No, but he's saying it doesn't have the fire keyword.
No.
But it does
I
fire
think
damage.
it's more like it's like an explosion, and the force is from the explosion, and then the thing's on fire.
Well, technically, if it's licking flames, but it doesn't do fire damage, it's gonna do psychological damage instead.
Because
Flames are licking me.
They're magic like,
It tickles my feet.
Does it start or end?
This burst creates a zone that ends at the end of my next turn. Each enemy that enters the zone or starts its turn there takes 2 fire damage.
Okay.
They can only take it once per turn.
Sounds good.
I like that enemies keyword there.
Yeah,
All
no,
my zones have enemies.
yeah,
Okay.
Nice.
friendly fire zones, no bueno.
All right.
Especially
it
in
is
the only place for us to get through.
That's why I put it there.
Ulbane.
Because if they want to come to us.
Yeah, they'll have to take a little bit of damage.
Yep.
Well, as a minor action, I'm gonna go into the stance of the cunning fox. And
You can move and then charge, maybe?
yeah, I was about to say I don't have to charge that dude
Those are open walls beside you, by the way.
right here.
Yes, that's open.
Oh, I don't want to go there. It'll
Okay.
take too long.
I love these pointless cubicle
1, 2,
walls.
3, 4, 5, 6,
Why's he going?
and then I'm gonna run straight into
Oh, I
the
read it
scout of
It's not
Shadraxel.
your
Are
turn.
you- were you
It's
supposed to
actually
go?
not your turn.
I messed up.
It's
I
Jack's-
misread.
It's Jack's turn.
But that's okay. Finish it up.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll kill him for you, Jack.
You're in my spot.
I'll carve your name. I'll carve your name into his forehead.
Spot. He can always shift away.
He
if
says
has
thanks,
to
and when Jack gets up to him, he sees your name. Oh.
16 versus AC.
Not gonna do it.
No.
Nope. Okay. Whoop. There you go, Jack. I shift back 1 square away
He's-
from him.
He softened him up for you. By not doing any
He
damage.
psyched him out.
He just jazz hands in his face.
He faked like he was going to hit him, and then he started tap dancing away.
Woo! All right, Jack, you're up. Unfortunately, you're supposed to
Got
go
that
for whatever.
distraction going.
Yeah, he he
Brood.
totally whiffs on the sword and then puts it away and pulls out the straw hat.
Start-
Cans away.
I haven't done this in a while, so we're just gonna do it.
Yeah!
He becomes a
The
goat.
ram!
The goat!
The
He
hairless
turns
goat.
into a hairless goat, which is terrifying.
I don't know, have you seen a hairless bear?
Yeah, I was about to say hairless bears are terrifying.
Alright.
Wrinkly masses of flesh.
And
Those
then
jokers look
he
evil.
will charge.
Charge!
Well, he'll move first so he gets close enough, and then he'll charge.
So you can charge like 10 squares?
Basically.
All right, roll that dice.
And that'll be 21 versus AC.
Okay.
I like it.
And he will take.
Roll that beautiful damage.
Damage.
Warden punch. 2 plus.
D6. You charged.
Oh yeah. Plus.
Yeah,
5
I know who's rolling my
7
D6s.
plus
Plus 2 fire
5 is
damage.
12 plus 2 is 14 fire damage. And
He looks bloodied again.
unfortunately though.
Again.
Oh well, yes,
You wanna
he's
put his health
fine.
back up.
It pushes him a square, so he hits this guy.
Yeah. Doesn't
You
do
gonna
it.
push him out of the zone?
No, because
No,
he
he
hits
can't.
the guy.
All right, now it is Ruse's turn.
Ruse.
Alright, Rose Bucket.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I think his speed is 6.
Yeah, I was thinking I'm gonna stop there though. You don't have it on here, but can I still throw a dagger like he does?
I meant to put it on there twice a day.
Twice a day. Okay, so he will throw a dagger. I'm assuming it'll have plus 11 versus AC like his
Yeah,
normal attacks.
everything will be the same.
Okay, so he'll throw a dagger at this guy,
The clay guy. Clay monster.
play homunculus Joker. 26 versus AC.
Okay.
And don't have combat advantage, so it doesn't do anything extra. But I can do attack finesse,
Yes.
so it'll deal an extra D8.
Nice.
You should do both of them if you did have combat advantage.
Yeah, if I had combat advantage, it'd be nice. 9 plus 9, 18 damage.
He's dead.
Yeah. How does he die?
Describe his death.
Ruse looks at this clay homunculus thing and decides that he's going to chuck a dagger at it, but he's really not expecting it to do much because it looks like it's kind of built pretty solid. So he just kind of rears back and throws it, and when he does, it just so happens that it hits the exact same spot that Jack's war pick had just taken a chunk, or Jack's horns in his ram form had just kind of cracked it a little bit, and it hits directly on a pressure point, and the thing just shatters whenever the dagger hits it.
I imagine the dagger just goes directly through it,
Yeah.
and then he just crumbles.
Yeah. And Ruse is kind of surprised. His eyes get really big all of a sudden.
Does he get a nice little smirk?
Yeah, and he smirks.
I'll pat him on the butt as I'll go by him.
All right. So, with the
Give him a
death
little grope too.
of the nasty little clay statue that you've been chasing after, the priest, who has been just basically, he's been just so caught up in just bloodletting and flaying, and there's just corpses piled up on top of
You ever
this
seen
altar.
Fantasia?
Paint the lines, cut them.
Maybe.
With Mickey and the wizard's hat
Yeah.
going crazy with the... That's
Yeah.
what I imagine he's doing up there with all that blood and that little sword of
Okay,
his.
yeah, I can see that.
Except corpses. All zombies instead of brooms.
And he's animated the brooms to like carry buckets of blood everywhere.
That would be a horrifying animation.
And these two, you notice these two right here by the pillars, who've been sitting there chanting this whole time.
Oh, they're gonna use the pillars to their advantage.
Their mouths are just like, you can just see just like spit pouring out where they've just been talking nonstop.
Are they turning green
not
and
even
red?
Swallowing, not even stopping. No, yes, they're turning in Technicolor, just sort of hum num jabba, hum num jabba, hum num jabba. So they've been sitting there chanting this whole time, and you just see the priest turn around up on the dais, and he just looks at you with this basically a scowl of evil, and just wants to turn fear itself upon you, and you see him hold out his mace as it's just kind of glowing at the edge of it, and you just hear him just shout this demonic sounding words, and you see this arcane shadow energy shoot out from the end towards you, Ulvain.
Are you sure it wasn't a microphone?
It was a microphone.
2 turntables and a microphone.
Got 2 turntables in my mommy's home.
And it's going to be 18 versus your fortitude.
My
Space
fortitude.
Ghost
Oh no!
He's got a blank. It doesn't hit anything.
He fills in whatever he wants it to be.
So
It
I'm
is
guessing that
whatever's
hits.
convenient.
37. I'm just kidding.
So
It's
basically
17.
you see this bolt of shadow, magic, and energy just come towards
Hits you in the butthole.
and you try to deflect it with your swords, but it just basically is not affected by it at all, and the bolt just comes in, and you can just see it almost like a fist punching into your chest, just
And you
take
And you're dead.
10 necrotic damage,
Yep, you're dead.
and you take a -2 penalty to your AC
Oh, I'm definitely dead.
until the end of his next turn.
Gross.
Nice. How much of a deficit was it?
-2 AC.
That's not too bad.
And this guy will move 1, 2,
Till the end of the encounter.
5,
Until the end of his next turn.
Oh, okay.
He will move up, and he points to his 2 little minions, and you just hear him. He doesn't say
Oh,
much.
they're minions.
Or
His minions. They're minions compared to him.
And you just hear him shout. You just hear him shout in this strange, like abyssal, nasty language that you are unable to tell, and it's just like
Break out the Slayer.
it's unnerving, if you will. But
He's telling him.
you
He's telling him to
see
put on Slayer.
You see him also. He kind of like turns his head to the left, and almost in like that
I mean, it is rated blood.
same
Yeah.
language. What almost kind of sounds like what it would be like if you were whistling for an attack dog, but in a very like deep guttural.
What?
Yeah, sounds like something just died. You see this awful.
A ghoul?
Like, no, it's not a ghoul. Well, actually, I'll take that back. Imagine what a ghoul would look like, but he's completely all black. And you can see almost flicks of shadow
So it's a ghoul made from a black person.
coming
Yes.
off of him.
It's a Negro
Almost
ghoul.
that he is
Shadow
Shadow
throw attack.
himself as well.
Oh my goodness.
So,
The ghoul pulls his
Shar,
pick out and throws it.
Shar is obviously all up in this business.
He's not Shaft. He's a ghoul.
Barry, edit out all those racist comments.
Please.
Barry, put him back in.
Future Justin, take all of this out.
Don't post this anywhere.
Barry, increase the volume on the racist parts. Overshadow Kyle.
And put pictures of black guys all over the screen. Wait, we're not videoing.
Do it anyway.
Okay. So
This podcast.
he is going to do. Let's see if he can do it. He can't do it. So instead,
You can walk in my
he
zone.
will
It's all
go
cool. It's warm in there.
here.
It feels like home. It takes 2 fire damage.
He takes 2 fire damage. Walking into the zone of licking flames, he's like,
And
"Ew,
he's
ew,
intimidated.
this is even gross for me, guys. This is just wrong."
This isn't hot,
Ugh.
it's wet. Ew.
Ew, it's sticky.
And you see him kind of reach out, like he lifts up his hand jack, and there's almost like a little blade of shadow kind
hand
of
jack.
form. Yes, hand jack.
Wolf
jack.
His
Wolf
hand is
jaw.
so heavy from the shadow thing.
27
He
versus
has a
18.
pulley
Yes.
lever system on his arm.
5, let's see if that's right.
He's that one guy who lost his arm in the war, so they replaced it with like a stiff prosthetic, so he has to slap it over whenever he wants to move his hand.
I imagine it's like the first thing they
It's,
found on the battlefield.
I rolled balls on the damage. It's only 7 damage.
That's a reference to a movie, by the way. If anyone remembers what that movie is, they get 10 points, because I don't remember what the movie is.
What was the reference?
I don't remember.
The reference.
Huh?
Like, what'd you say?
Oh, the dude with the arm.
It's probably a Family Guy reference.
Prosthetic.
No, it's not. It's a real, prosthetic arm. It's like some movie where he has like a wood arm or something like that, and pretty much he just like, it's for comedy effect. Like he slaps it around to make.
That
it
seems
move.
familiar.
Oh,
I
it's
can't
Young
remember.
Frankenstein.
Yes, Young
Yeah.
Frankenstein.
Oh, yeah.
It's the police
Yeah.
guy dude. He's
Yeah,
all
he
like,
likes it-
I'm gonna go this way.
Yeah.
I just remember
Lights a
Blazing
cigar
Saddles.
with his finger.
And that dude walks into town and he looks at that horse
Yep.
and he straight punches that horse in the jaw and knocks it out.
Knocks it out.
Probably my
Alright.
favorite part from any Gene Wilder movie.
So, all of a sudden, these little priests that have been chanting the whole time, they kind of throw off their robes, and you just see them
Whoa.
like
Are they jacked?
hulked up,
Aw.
jacked jokers, man. They are just
Are they naked?
ripped. They're
They
not. They just see their chests
Loincloths.
are scarred and just ripped.
So they are
their
Hulk!
Flesh has been beating
They were
themselves.
chanting steroids into their bodies.
They
That's what these are.
Chanting steroids.
These
They're
are
afraid
actually-
of needles, so they had to chant it in.
These columns are actually steroid lollipops.
They're
So they've been
licking
sitting
licking
here,
it.
licking the
That's why they were
columns, getting
drooling.
juiced
They
up.
were drooling.
And they're gonna
steroid.
charge
Do they have
in.
blue tongues?
I just thought they had a phallic exception.
Jack had
Or
readied a
obsession.
drug test action,
And
and
They
they
failed.
both failed.
They both take 2 fire damage. BT dub.
all they're
Yes,
wearing
I
are
know.
those leather diapers that the Spartans wear in 300.
Okay, so
Leather
this one is
diapers.
1, and this one is 2.
1 and
So we got 2
7.
Roid guys
Why
coming
7?
at us.
Because I felt like
They got a little fire on them.
And then we have
The teensy bit.
They're
black,
berserk.
the Black Ghoul.
Their berserker ability has actually changed to Roid Rage.
Ulvane, that is 20 versus your AC.
That hits since I have -2.
Yeah, it
Oh,
does.
well, it would've hit anyway.
Oh, yeah, it would have.
does. And it is 10 damage.
Ew,
Jack.
that's like a third of your health. isn't it?
Crit.
He's bloodied.
Crit. Come on, crit. And no. Only 15 versus.
Crit miss would be nice too.
All right.
the goat definitely
It is
jumps
now
out of the way.
Meryl's turn. Meryl's turns.
Why'd you point at him?
I don't know, just pointed at
Stop it!
Because I look like a
Come,
girl.
come make me burst attack.
With my
Uh,
long flowing
Two
hair.
turntables and a microphone. That stupid song is stuck in my head. now.
sorry. Where it's at? I gotta love Beck.
Beck's pretty sweet.
Yes, I agree.
And by stupid, I mean it's just because it's in my head.
Cause your head is stupid.
Exactly.
I like Cell Phone's Dead. It's a good song.
I like Devil's Haircut.
I like Meryl, take your turn.
I'm looking through my paper.
You should have already done this.
That's not a Beck song.
It's not,
That's not a bad song.
My apologies.
I should,
Sorry, Beck, when you listen to this podcast.
I'm so stinking far away. I can't do anything. 1, 2, 3,
Run.
4.
You could heal Ulvane, he's bloodied.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and heal you. Roll your own d6. No, because you messed up last time too. Oh, 4. Just kidding.
4, there you go. Healing Surge plus
So
4.
you're healing
Spend
surge,
that
and then
junk.
you get +2 to your attack until the end of my next turn.
Like he needs that.
You might.
You never know.
Yeah, sometimes.
Hey,
Alright.
2 happens every now and then.
He needs that like Jack needs a hammer fist.
Are you unbloodied?
Yes.
I will flip
Alright.
your little token
So
back
you still
over.
have a move action or a standard action left.
Yes,
to
I
do whatever you
will.
want.
Since I can use my, I'm trying. Since I can use my charisma in place of my strength for basic attacks, I will charge. Bloop, 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 and bloop. Oh, wait, just here.
Yeah. That'll-
I don't want to take any.
Another zone
I don't want to incur anything.
2 turntables in my
Stop.
Keeps moving myself.
Stupid. Yeah. 16.
Stop right there, criminal scum.
So that's 28 versus AC.
Wait.
Got it.
Hey, no. No, you don't.
5 plus 3, that's 8 damage.
Oh.
8 whole damages.
Then I will use
Old images.
an action point. Hey, did you use your double attack, your dual strike?
No, he missed.
He missed.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So we will Ire Strike,
Oh,
augment 2.
Augment 2.
I'm debating who I should smack. What do you guys think?
Well,
Probably the dude
how
I
is
just
he
hit.
gonna? Does he get to
He
shift?
he can shift. He can shift. If he's within 5 squares, he can shift next to the dude. And there's a nice little path right here. So let's do that. You'll get combat advantage on him, and that'll help you hit better. So you get +4 on your attack, sir.
Thank you. I'll do the damage from there. So we're attacking Black Ghoul. It's gonna be black on
Sounds
black
good.
crime.
Yeah, it's a
Black
darky
on
versus
black
darky,
crime.
as Robert would say.
So
Hey, I didn't say it. You did.
23 versus AC.
You were thinking it.
I was.
On the creeper
I
that
was gonna
hits.
say it if you
Yeah.
The
did.
creeper.
On the creeper.
We got close. He's gonna blow.
Whoa!
Bad news. Bad.
Critical!
Good lord.
Alex was excited about this dude
Was that
too.
your second?
I was
hit, too?
excited about
Yeah.
this
The
dude.
second time you hit him?
On my second hit.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Because he's vulnerable 6, right?
Oh,
Yeah, after the first hit, he'd be vulnerable 6. So
Yes,
the
he will.
crit gets the vulnerable. Max.
Max. All right, so y'all are gonna have to total all that crap up for me. Which
Okay,
might
so-
be an instant.
So it's 14 from me from the additional damage plus the extra 8.
And then 14 plus 15, so that's 29. And then on the second hit, that's 6 plus 9 is 15 plus,
So 44.
You don't get my 8 from that one.
but I do get a,
You do get a 1d6.
yeah, 1d6 extra.
48.
Did you do the vulnerable 6?
Yeah.
Did you do the for your high crit your d6?
Yeah, I just rolled.
No, so now roll 1d6 plus for the magic weapon.
Oh wait, since I let
You granted him the first attack.
49.
49 damage.
Yes.
You don't. He doesn't get to roll d12.
Do we just get?
Instigate, please explain his death.
You
Wow.
gangsters fool.
Okay, so Ulvain was super pissed that
He
he
was upset
missed.
because Ulvain was upset because he wasn't
Wait,
the token black
shouldn't I
guy.
describe this since I technically killed him?
I'm telling you, Ulvain was
Both of you at the
upset.
same time.
Ulvain was upset because he wasn't the token black guy, so he had to take the other black guy.
I charge up my sword and I point at the ghoul, and you are instantly over just this instant surge of like speed and opportunity to attack this guy. So then you two can take over.
So in that surge of speed and opportunity, Ulvain takes his anger and frustration out on missing the first enemy and being able to kill him out on the ghoul. So he immediately rushes through Merrill, or blows past Merrill, circles around the ghoul, gets behind his back, takes his heavy... Is it a scimitar in this?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
It's whatever you want it to be, baby.
All right, it's a scimitar. He takes his heavy scimitar blade, slashes through the ghoul's back, and as the ghoul starts to fall apart, he takes the short sword, flips it around, and stabs it through the ghoul's head and rips it off.
Nice. Nice.
Fatality.
By the way, did you guys watch Legacy Season 2?
I did.
All 10 episodes are up. Watch it.
I've only watched the first one.
I watched all of
Liu
it.
Kang is a boss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When he punched that bottle, like punched through that bottle
And
and
hit
hit
the
that
dude in the
dude's face, I was like, oh, that's so awesome.
Yep.
Spoilers.
So,
It's the first episode.
I know.
very first episode. But the one issue that does occur is
Scorpion
when this
dies.
dude dies. So you poke your
He
sword
always
through
dies
his head
first.
and rip
Back
it
in
off.
Scorpion.
And there is, even though it's like made of shadow, there is still like almost like there was some kind of being underneath, cloaked by all of this shadow, and you kind of rip off this mangled looking skull head that had been sustained by it, and it's flicked off behind you. But what is left of him just basically erupts into a giant cloud of darkness that's going to blind everyone within a burst one of where he just died.
Not me.
Don't listen to Alex's poop.
So a spout of darkness just shoots up at you, and Jack, Meryl, and Ulvain are now blinded, save ends.
Also, the
My eyes!
Also, the other guys are blinded.
It's enemies.
Nope, it's not blinded.
They know what's coming. They're like, oh crap, he died. Boink.
They hate each
So
other.
he was a creeper.
He was a creeper.
He's just a shadow creeper.
Shadow creeper.
Well, at least he didn't destroy all my hard work.
Exactly. All right, so we go back to the top of the. Oh no, I'm wrong.
You got
These dudes haven't attacked yet.
That is why I'm glad, because they're hungry. You see,
Hungry zombies.
from around the corner,
They're blinded. They don't see it.
they don't see it.
I don't see anything, Alex.
You see like these husks of old-looking corpses walking out, but they're a little bit odd in the fact that they have very large fangs.
Vampire zombies?
Vampire flesh-ripping.
What?
Vampire spawn.
Oh.
Coming out.
Are they? Do they have like white wrapping all over them too? Do they have hair growing out of their?
Zombie mummies.
Do they have hair coming out of their
werewolves?
arms and clothes?
It's like a combination of everything. They'd be so stinking powerful. Oh my gosh.
Or wouldn't be able to move because there's so much going on. He just kind of convulses on the ground.
So they're currently surrounding Ulvain.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
So you
Really
step
badly.
out of the licking flames,
And
and they've just kind of chilled. They haven't been able to see much of yet because they've seen their guys, and there's been this wall of flames just kind of distracting their eyes because it is quite bright and they're not used to it.
Oh my
And all of a
gosh.
sudden, they see this dark silhouetted figure standing in front of this little licking flame wall, and they just all five pounce on you.
Looks like meat's back on the menu, boys.
So.
It's nice knowing you, buddy.
So currently, this is the situation.
This will be so good.
Ulvain's about to be ganked, and Meryl's looking at it going, oh my gosh, they're gonna eat him, and then they're gonna eat me. Oh my god.
Alright, so 20 versus AC.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
5 damage.
And you have
You
minus
should have gone for like an extra 10
They're
seconds.
in the walls, man.
25 versus AC.
That's a hit.
5 damage.
Oh, 5 damage.
Just 7 hit points.
28 versus AC.
Hit.
5 damage. What's your current? Are you bloodied?
I am super bloodied. I'm at 10.
On which? So were you bloodied before that last attack?
Yes.
Were you bloodied? When were you bloodied? On the first, second, or third attack?
I was bloodied after the second attack.
Okay, so on the third attack, you actually take 2 more damage. You take 7 damage.
So I'm an
They
8.
can taste you.
You're down?
I'm an
No,
8.
it's 8.
Oh.
27
Okay.
versus AC is 7 more
You can
damage.
Stop at 20.
Yeah.
His AC is 19.
Ulvain's at 1.
And 1 more hit for 7 more damage.
Oh, and he's down.
Ulvain is unconscious.
Ooh, took you down, sucker!
And you're in the primary place that I
Yeah, it only took you surrounding me with 6 enemies with three of them getting combat advantage.
Is it my turn now?
It should be in just a moment. So basically, these 5 vampires, they jump at your flesh, and they just
Yank.
all pounce on you. And they're just, you just hear them tearing at you. And your friends are like, oh, snap.
Actually, I'm like, I can't see.
That's
I hear
right.
somebody
You
screaming.
can't see. Like, wait, who's crying? Ah!
Meryl's like, anybody hear that squelching sound like over there somewhere?
Now, hey, is that blast? Is that a zone, or is that just until the end of our next turn, or is it save?
It's a save ends.
Okay.
You're blind.
Very-
So,
very
Brennan,
nice until the end of
your
my
turn.
life.
At the end of my next turn, it goes away.
It won't matter.
I know. Brennan shifts here to the square, and he sees Ulvain just go down, and he's like, Ulvain, no! And his hair kind of flares up in the fire, and he's getting a little angry because because Ulvain just went down, and he starts spinning his hands in kind of a circular motion, and like fire just comes out and starts wrapping around his hands, and he basically makes like a giant fire orb, tosses it in the air right above Ulvain's body, and fire starts raining down.
Okay, does it target enemies or?
It's enemies. I'm using my Fountain of Flame.
Yeah.
Daily?
Yes. It's area burst 1 within 10 squares,
daily too.
and it's each enemy in the burst.
Okay.
Well, to save our friend,
Yeah, that works.
use some dailies, Robert.
Exactly.
Good
That
job.
works.
So
That's-
I target
like it.
here,
Y'all don't have to
and
use
it's
them.
everything.
Everybody. All right, so start off with the berserker.
Are you gonna hover, Kyle?
Yes. So we'll start with the hulky dude.
With Glowy McGlow and stuff.
Yeah. The way
Technicolor Dream Coat.
they were the.
Joseph. We're just gonna call him Joseph.
Let's call him Joseph.
Okay.
I'm calling Technicolor Beefcake.
This is going to be against Reflex, Alex.
Okay,
14 versus Reflex.
that actually hits.
Whoa.
Nice.
Got him.
Oh, he's a big dude.
What was that roll, Robert, for 14?
I was 4. I was about to say.
Nice.
I have a plus 10 on this.
These guys are zombies. That
So
better hit
this
their reflex.
is going to be against one of the
Yeah, just
no,
go
this
around.
is the vampire
Yeah.
fledgling or whatever.
Yeah, vampire spawn. Flesh rippers.
14 versus Reflex?
Nope.
Oh, sorry, 15 versus Reflex.
Nope.
Oh yeah, if they're vampires. they're gonna
24 versus Reflex.
Hit.
Well, I'm gonna leave him for now.
15 versus Reflex.
Miss.
17 versus Reflex.
Miss.
have- Oh, come on.
It does half damage.
Crit miss.
All right, so you hit
This guy.
this guy. He will
and,
die.
And that guy.
So the vampire spawns are pretty weak. They have obviously not been sustaining and feeding them very much. So he dies to your little burst of fire. But how much damage does the berserker take?
Let me roll the damage.
Holy butt.
It's 3d8 plus 7. There
Goo!
we
That's
go.
some good
So
damage.
it's 14, 19, plus the 7 will be 26, plus the 3 will be 29.
29 damage. Not
29
too
damage.
Shabby.
And it creates a zone that that lasts until the end of the encounter. Any enemy that enters the zone or ends its turn in the zone takes 5 fire damage.
So them minions better run.
So wait, they end their turn?
Yeah.
In the zone, yeah.
Are they smart enough or are they too hungry? That's going to be the question.
That will be the question.
Probably get one more.
They're probably not smart enough since they haven't been fed in a while.
He'll probably roll for it.
Yeah.
They're probably feral at this
Oh,
point.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Yeah,
Back one, Robert. There we go.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's all right. So that hurts, and he's all like, "Oh, it burns my bottom."
I got the butt rash.
Roids, man, my wings.
He put on the icy hot and he's only feeling the hot.
All right, Jack, you're up.
And someone
All right.
put Ben Gay on the
Even though you're
toilet seat.
blinded, you stay at the start of your turn
Yeah.
to see if you aren't.
I am.
So you'll be taking a -5 on your attacks this turn for melee or range.
For melee.
You gotta have tomorrow's luck.
Shifts here.
So awesome.
And he will burst mark, so get 3 of them. I'll give him bonuses to those guys. Then he will.
I thought about action pointing and dropping it.
So you basically you stumble over to where you
He
heard your
might
ally die.
Yeah.
And throw your mark
'Cause I'm
up,
doing a
just
lot of damage
hoping
right
to
now.
grasp and get something's
Yeah.
attention.
How negative are you?
-6.
What's your bloody
I'm
value?
1/3 the bloody.
Oh, 18, I think
I'm,
it's.
I'm
18 's your
1/3
bloody
negative
value?
bloody.
Ooh, it's gonna be
So
close.
12 damage.
I want to kill Ulvain so
12
bad.
damage.
'Cause
I
those
don't.
zombies are
Dude,
gonna
I love
eat you.
iron striking with Ulvain.
I know you do.
And the worst part is I'm unconscious, so I take like a -5 to every defense.
No, you're unconscious. It's an automatic
It's
hit.
automatic hit.
Oh,
You have no
really?
resistance.
Unless it's.
You're not putting up a fight at all.
Actually, unless it's ranged. I think.
Well, no. I still roll the attack roll, and it would just be with combat advantage since you're prone. But in the case that you're helpless, which unconscious is, it's an automatic crit if the attack
If it
hits.
hits.
Ah.
So, but if I rolled a 1, it still wouldn't roll any damage. If I wasn't able to hit your AC with combat advantage on the roll, it would still be a miss. It's just if it hits,
It's automatic. Crit.
it's an automatic crit.
Gross.
If you're trying, and that's if you're trying to. If I was trying to coup de grace.
It's okay, because if they end their turn there, they'll die. You'll die, but they'll.
If
die.
it's just a regular
They
attack,
get,
it doesn't
they
do,
get to
it doesn't
attack
do
before they
anything
end their
extra.
turn, Robert.
Yeah.
Unless the character is actively trying to coup de grace. That's the only time it turns into a crit. Any other time, it's just treated
Now-
as a regular old attack.
Now, like, Skittles boy over there, he gets to go before who?
I don't know. It's Jack's turn and then Ulvain's turn.
Hmm.
So what are you doing, Jack?
You need to mark.
You don't have
you
roots
need,
of stone.
You need to mark Skittles, is what you need to do.
He's already marked.
Okay.
Well,
But he may not care since Jack gets a -5 on his opportunity attack.
yeah, I mean, it's just, that's...
You need to give yourself +3/+3 and trample. And run
Overrun.
And overrun all these dudes.
Burst 1, Wrath of God. What you gonna do, Jack? You need a
Thinking.
decision.
Yeah. I don't want to waste an encounter while I can't
Role play it.
see.
Just
so.
role play it.
Pretty much what I think he would do is just, since he's blinded, he's just going to lower the boom in a direction that he thinks he hears something. So I'm going to do my form of the fearsome ram attack and just turn my head towards the Technicolor Dreamcoat and just trust it to the dice.